Good morning. Happy Monday. My Monday motivation typically talks about working out, but today I'm going to talk about nutrition because I've seen a lot of posts recently from you all about struggling with nutrition a bit. You're not alone with this because even myself, I've come a long way with my nutrition and it's taken me a long time to get where I am today. But for instance, last week I really struggled with nutrition. It's the time of year where the weather's getting colder, we're wearing bigger, baggier clothes, it's getting dark earlier, we want to eat things like Halloween candy, and Carly's playing over there, and we have holidays coming up that are centered around food, and so we start to fixate on food. And when you're going through something like a program, and then we're fixating on food, that's when we start to restrict. So we go through this cycle where we're restricting our food, which then later on actually leads to guilt and shame centered around food. Because we're saying we can't have this, we can't have this, we can't have this. And then when we do go and have it, we are feeling guilty about it. We are feeling shame, and we start the shame spiral centered around food. And so if you are someone that is struggling with, you restrict and then binge, there are some things that you can do to help work through that and just to feel more confident in your food choices. So one thing that I would like for you to do this week, as Carly plays with a towel, I wrote, and I think this is going to be backwards for you, but I wrote out the word intentional on a piece of paper, and I'm going to put this on my fridge. Intentional means done with purpose, deliberate. And so this week, I would like for you to try to be very intentional with your food choices.
Come here.
You'll notice on here, I did a timer for 10 minutes. So what I would like for you to do this week, put this on your fridge. When you are thinking of going to the fridge to pull out something to eat, I would like for you to start a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, bear with me here. The reason for that is we want to stop before even opening the fridge to really think about what we want to eat, what we are craving. Are you craving something salty, sweet, sour, savory? What really are you wanting in that moment? So you're going to take inventory first. Then you're going to think, are you actually stomach hungry or are you head hungry? Now the difference is with stomach hunger, it's a real I'm actually hungry. Stomach growling, hungry. But head hungry, I made myself notes so I stay on track because I tend to ramble. Are you wanting to eat because you're bored? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you anxious? Are you trying to eat to make you feel better? So if you could give your hunger within that 10 minutes a rating, if you did it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 7 stomach hungry. I'm really hungry. Then once you open the fridge and you say, okay, I'm craving something sweet, I'm a 7 hungry on the scale. So maybe you can pull out fruit instead of Oreos, or you can pull out Greek yogurt or something that, well, I guess that's not super sweet, but you could do Greek yogurt and fruit and honey on top of it, and that will satisfy that sweet craving. And what you'll want to do is pull out what you're having and use your containers so that you're understanding the portions. So if you had a big thing of blueberries and you wanted something sweet, don't take out the big container and just stand there, eating. You would want to take the container out, pull out your portion control cup, take the serving of it, and actually sit at the counter or at the table without distractions and eat what is in front of you. And maybe you eat half of it and you're like, I'm satisfied. Maybe you eat the whole thing and you're thinking, I'm still wanting something else. I didn't satisfy that craving. Or maybe your craving changes. Maybe you are saying, I'm no longer craving something sweet and now I want something savory. And so you can work through that and be more intentional with your eating. And think about too, you don't want to go from being a number 7 on the hunger scale to being completely full, because then, hold please, Carly.
Yeah.
Because then you could be essentially overeating at that point. So that's why the portion containers are so helpful for this process. Let's see. Also, when you're grocery shopping, you want to buy things that you'll be able to make a logical decision later on. So for instance, if you were someone like me who could eat a whole pack of Oreos, which I've been doing this past week, don't buy a whole pack of Oreos. Go to the checkout counter where they have the little thing of Oreos, and you can eat that thing of Oreos throughout the week instead of having this ginormous thing that you know that you don't have the self-control at this moment to stop yourself. So smaller portions, and that could be with anything. It doesn't have to be something sweet. It could be with like chips. If you are someone that you could buy family-sized pack of chips and you can't not eat the whole thing, like that's my husband. He has to eat the entire bag. Buy the smaller snack pack ones and have those if you're like, I'm craving salty. This is, you sat, there for 10 minutes thinking about it. Enjoy the chips as you're eating it, because that is going to help you not restrict yourself, so you're not then going through that shame spiral. So, I would like for you to make this sign this week. Be intentional. We are going to go through holidays within the next few months that are centered around eating. And so how can we make sure that we're putting in the work with being intentional during these days, Monday morning, eating a healthy, nutritious breakfast, so that when you do have a holiday party with your friends, you can have a piece of pie or cake, or you can have the mashed potatoes with butter and salt and not feel guilty and then have that shame spiral that follows. I hope this makes sense. Intentional is your word of the week. Let me know if you have questions in the comments, and yeah, happy Monday.